Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the atmos character of our world around us, and we will try to consider or reconsider the meaning of the last speech of the guy who is officially called President of the Republic of Poland and the main chief of Polish Armed Forces, I mean Mr. President, who said that his wish is as following, that there is no border between Poland and Ukraine. So he actually proposed a union between two countries. The problem is that with these unions, things very often are not so colorful. Because to have a well-working union, you should have two communities, nations, or group of people that shares very similar values, have very similar goals, and can be united around some idea of state, idea of common goal, idea of common nation with time, or idea of common community like religious community. So some social lubricant that would keep these different communities together and with time would make them melted into one entity, I would say one population with unified goals, unified rules and principles, and also morals and customs. Okay, but in case of Poland and Ukraine, we have different goals, different values, different principles, and actually it would be repeating in a facilitated manner the problem of previous artificially created nations out of many nations like former Yugoslavia, Soviet Union, or South Africa. These are only examples, few examples, but there are many more. For instance, former Yugoslavia was created after the collapse of Habsburg Empire and absorption by Serbians, some neighboring nations. So before Second World War, it was actually for many years absolute monarchy, and the person of a king and institution of monarchy unified the people. It was so-called up to 1929 the kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes. Later it was named Yugoslavia, and after Second World War, a monarchy was replaced by communistic dictatorship with really huge tendency to be a monorule, ruled by one person, so actually ruled by one leader. So this is how I see it, and after the death of Joseph Broz Tito, because this was the one leader who was ruling this country, we see that the country simply collapsed because each nation went on its own. We have many conflicts, now fresh one, also on the territory of former Soviet Union, when religious and ethnic divisions came into play and nations are fighting for the spoils after Soviet Union. South Africa was functioning somehow under apartheid, when the idea of separated development was implemented by force. Now, after Mr. de Klerk by some, not only whites, but also some blacks regarded as a traitor, ended the apartheid system. Many nations are forced by the situation to live together. We have many clashes, not only between whites and blacks, but also between blacks themselves, and there is old antagonism between English and Boers, also called Afrikaners. So we see that we are in danger of another balkanization if we perform forced unification of many nations and force them to live together, and they do not have common values, they do not have common goals, and they do not have common customs, they do not have common morals, but they have their own different separated ambitions. So how to live together? This house will not last long and won't be peaceful, and living within this house will be full of tensions, full of troubles, and won't be productive. So we shouldn't repeat the mistakes from history, like mistake of Yugoslavia, Soviet Union, or South Africa, because they always finish bad and in a bloody way. And this, I know that there are some forces that would like to build some blocks of countries to block another country or another blocks of countries, but we should always stick to the reality if we really want to have something constructive and something that works really well. Unfortunately, this is not the case, and I hope this plan will not be introduced, because European Union also goes into the same direction as in 2019 Mr. Schulz told that at any cost till 2025 common European states should be established, and all countries should act like provinces of great European superstate. It's asking for another balkanization. I hope it will not happen, but we see that some people, especially socialists, never learn from the history. All the best, and let's hope for the optimistic solution.